Heather, my first ever guest episode since I've rebranded, and I'm here with I'm going to call you infamous, the infamous Leila. I think there's been a role reversal. Somewhere along the lines, there's been a role reversal with men and women and how they show up in the dating scene. It's not that women are becoming the providers, but I think that we're the doers, we're the goal seekers, we're the dream makers, like all
the bigger
of that.
fish to fry is the beta male epidemic of just soft pansy ass guys who just don't have any clear direction of like taking charge of something, right? Like they're out there hugging a Bernie Sanders poster and just like getting the rocks off of that. It's like turn off your TV, first of all, because it's like rotting your brain. Second of all, is it the mother's fault for just like over babying these kids and not teaching them to like grow a pair? Like it's just the strangest thing to me.
A quantum jump is as simple as making that decision.
It has to be huge. It has to be
scary.
Be life. There's gotta be
yes.
some like actual nerves behind it. Otherwise you're making a small decision. You're still in the safety zone.
Oh, that is so true. That is so true.
Yeah.
So yeah, when we go back to like the quantum physics and like really, or quantum jumping, if you will, and going into like you are literally the source, the creator, you decide. It's not easy. I don't want to say like you just.
No,
it's hard. Like you
so
are
hard.
I'm sure that you went through, because I've gone through this multiple times in my life of like self-doubt. Is this it? Imposter syndrome. Like all these things where you are, and then also having the looking glass theory of like, what are other people looking at me? Like how are people viewing me? But you got to get out of that. You got to know so diligently who you are and be so faithful to that and believe in yourself, because you can't look at other people believing in you as a justification for doing something. It has to come from you.
Yes.
100%.
It does. I've always been really self-assured, which is a blessing. I mean, when I was in my 20s, just getting out of college, I was riddled in debt. I was like right at the like $80,000, $90,000
That's a scary place to be.
debt.
I've been there. Yeah.
And I had to claw my way out of it. And I didn't tell anybody. No one knew.
I didn't tell anybody either. That's so crazy.
And I was just like this silent struggle, right? But I was like, I know I can get to the other side of this. Student loans, all the things. I was just starting my business. Like it was a crazy ass time. And I'm like, I get it. Like now, because I went through that in business, I can take some pretty big risks because I'm like,
oh, I love that.
We've been through like some scary stuff when it comes to money. So let's try. Let's do bigger. I always say if you build it, most of the time people will come.
Yes.
And that's been really like a true statement. But like the more I build myself and to like get to that next level, I'm like, there's always that next chapter. Like it's a game of Mario where you're just like getting better.
I was just talking to my mom about this. I kind of like when I hit my lows. I hate it when I'm there. I hate it. It's scary, and I'm just left with this abyss of like loneliness and uncertainty and fear. But when I get on the other side of it, and I always tell myself when I'm in those moments, I will get out of this. And I always know I'm going to propel so much further from being in this like very low spot in my life, that I'm going to see the highest highs that I've ever seen, because it's almost like a challenge to myself.
Yeah.
Like I have to do this. I have to prove myself. And I saw something on social media the other day, and it said, confidence is really built when you can master something. So if you just, it could be boxing, like we talked, we have a love for boxing and working out, and just even being like look at what you have. Like that's incredible. And so that alone is like a confidence builder, because you're proving to yourself, not anybody else. I think that's what people miss. You're proving to yourself what you can do, and you're showing up for yourself.
Yeah, like I said, I used to be a couple years ago obsessed with like competitors, and I was like just so in the freaking know of like everything going on and like stalking their businesses and whatever. And I was putting so much dumb energy into this. And then one day I was like, fuck everyone. I'm going to be number one. And that's all I'm worried about. And like, I stopped paying attention to any of them. And then 85 new studios popped up and everybody would have these bad experiences and come walking in here and they'd be like, oh my God, this is so much better. Like I just was at X, Y, and Z studio and it was such a shit show. And like a bunch of staff had worked at other studios and then they came here and they're like, oh my God, you have no idea. So I kept getting the feedback of the chaos going on down the street that I like would be watching the social media, which looked like they really like had it together and stuff. And then we've won best in Scottsdale and Phoenix for the last 3 years. And I was like, that's what happens when you stop like sitting there looking at Joe Schmo down the way and you just start looking inside and you're like,
quality,
let's be better.
Quantity.
Let's be better. Let's be better. Like our team knows I am relentless about us being better. And when we had so we talked about this briefly last Friday, everything that could go wrong went wrong. And I was like, okay, Monday we're going to talk this through. Because it's not like it was one person's downfall that just like effed the day.
Yeah.
It was a collective. Like,
wow. I love that you can, so many people are so quick to point like this, that. But I like that you kind of get like more hyper-focused on the whole spread of things.
It was something that like all of us missed in terms of like a scheduling situation. And then we were completely overbooked. And I was like,
that's accountability though. Like you're literally showing. Oh,
I literally didn't have enough cameras. So I had to run to Target at 8:35 in the morning to buy a camera that then turned off in the middle of somebody's episode that I wasn't even prepared for. And the episode happened to be with this big time TV celebrity guy. And I'm like,
of course it would happen then.
Of course. Like we literally had to put them in the rosé set in my office. Like that's how dire this was. And we all missed that this was an in-person. This guy always has virtuals, always. And so every person on my team just like overlooked that he actually had somebody in person. So he shows up for his first interview at 8:30 and he's like, well, what about my in-person one? Like, am I not in this studio? And I was like, no, we've got somebody in here at 10. And he's like, well, I have an interview at 10 with this like big celebrity guy. And I was like, oh my gosh. So we called the client who's going to be in at 10. We're like, hey, can you push back an hour? Nope, can't do. Great. And they booked their stuff like a year in advance. Like they are so on schedule.
I'll never be that. You can book me. You can toss me around everywhere.
No, but I don't want to do that to people. And I was like cringing that we even had to call and ask. So we're like, okay, backup plan, like pulling all these things together. And then our backup camera, like our wide angle one, it had enough battery, all the good things. However, the card that they put in was full. And like, that's ridiculous. Like it was literally like one of the largest SD cards. Like it shouldn't have been full because they are supposed to get deleted after everything gets offloaded into the cloud. So that camera shuts off. And so the host of the show, we like completely lose all this footage.
Literally every little thing that you wouldn't expect.
Oh yeah.
Happen. Like these aren't like normal things of like, charge the camera or you know what I mean? Like make sure there's batteries in the remote. This is like
everything
if it happens
that can go
today,
wrong is going wrong.
It's gonna happen. Yeah.
We have you heard of Jordan Peterson?
That sounds very familiar.
He's a big time like philosopher, educator. Anyways, his wife is a client of ours. She comes with her bodyguard, like big VIP kind of deal. Her bodyguard is sitting in our main office watching all of this chaos go down and us like scrambling our ass off and like, what a freaking show. And so afterwards I was like, I promise it's not usually like this. Like normally it's like very well smoothed oiled machine. Like
I could just feel what that would feel like.
I was like ready to vomit like every 45 seconds. I was just like, oh my God, stop. Like,
but this happens to people. Like this literally happens.
And I was like, this is the first day where we're like really caught with like chaos. And normally I feel like I do really well under pressure. And it
kind of like thrive in it, I'm sure.
The universe just like kept making it harder and harder and harder. And I apologized profusely to the client that like everything went wrong with. And then at the end of the day, when he's finished, I have to tell him that his big VIP interview, it's not usable. And he's like, you have to find a way. Like you have got to find a way to like make this usable. Like I'm not going to get this celebrity guy back in. And I'm like, okay, we will find a way. So then we take it over to one of our editors who's in Oklahoma. And I'm like, hey, you've got to figure out how we can create an AI avatar. We've got 30 minutes of the interview, so it can take that. We've got all the audio.
Oh, so can audio.
We reimpose and like do something with this? And I think we're going to be able to save it, which is like our first like weird AI project, right? So I don't love the fake thing, but in a situation like this, I'm like, thank God
I think
technology is where it's at. Oh my gosh, though. I mean, just
but see,
cringe.
You are a solution-oriented person. Do you know how many people would take that and just give up? I don't want to do that again. That was scary. I don't want to feel that again. I'm not going to do that again. I'm giving up.
No, I mean, Monday, it was sweet because Cole was with me. Michael was headed out to go to some yogi conference thing in Sedona.
Yes, Bashar.
Yes. So he was out early, and then it was just me and him left to pick up all the pieces. And he's like, I'm so sorry for any part I played in this. Like, and I was like, I love that accountability because it's not his fault, right? Like, it's not like Cole was the one who didn't charge the camera or didn't do this or didn't do that. Like, but it's great that we all can collectively look and be like, God, none of us look good today.
But it takes that open communication and dialogue and accountability, especially if you take that punch in the face and you're willing to talk about it and say, I messed up or something happened here. I think that only encourages and snowballs into other people being able to do that too.
Yeah.
Like, that's a huge thing. That is leadership. That is 100% leadership right there. Because there's so many leaders that will not do that. I'm almighty. I never mess up. I don't, you know what I mean?
Oh, no. I mean, I literally had to like tell the clients. Oh, and then I have to sit in here for the client because I said Michael was leaving. So he gets me all set up with all the technical stuff, right? Like, I am great at running a business, but I'm not good at like camera settings or audio settings or all the intricate bullshit that goes into what we're doing right now.
And if you're a good leader, you hire people that do that for you.
Precisely. Well, he forgot to turn on one of the audio channels. And I noticed as I'm looking at the audio meter, I'm like, I'm getting one, but I'm not getting the other. And we're 3 minutes in and I was like, pause. And they were like, you're really going to be the one sitting in with us? Like, they were not feeling confident about it. I'm not feeling confident about it. I'm looking at this and I'm texting Michael and I'm like, hey, I think something's off here. So he comes in and I was like, you're in to the hot seat. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I have got to not be in this room right now. Like,
like too much.
Overdosed.
Too much.
I'm overdosed. So he handled it and like got everything like back up to snuff. But I'm like, of course, I sit down and like make a fool of myself in front of our clients who are like, why are you in here? Like, we trust that you don't know what you're doing. Like,
I can relate to that so much. Well, my first recording here, my guest canceled. She got sick. And so, and I didn't have a backup. And I knew the whole time. And my gut is so crazy. In my gut, I'm like, I know this isn't going to happen tomorrow. I just knew. And then I got that call. And I didn't sleep that whole night. And so, and I should have had a backup plan and I didn't. But it's like, literally taking a punch in the face and then saying, I never want to feel that again. I never want to go back there again. And so I am going to prepare. And it's like the one lesson that you will never have to learn again. Yep. And so many people will take a lesson, they have to learn it and relearn
85
it.
times.
Yes.
And then maybe even still it never sticks. You're just like,
yes.
God. That's the difference between successful and unsuccessful businesses is our clients who've come from other studios have said, I mean, every episode, it was just like there was wires everywhere. There was like people in the background. The person was talking. Like all this stuff was going on. And I'm like, that's a decision they're making every single day to be a true Hot Mess Express.
That is so crazy.
Well, even with the client telling the feedback to the producer of the studio, they still just kept doing.
It's floating. That's what people do in life too. And it's crazy that you mentioned other studios because last year I launched my podcast and I had a whole other PR team, different studio. And I can't say it enough. Every time I come in here, I'm always like, well, this is new because I never got this treatment or this feedback or this level of support and professionalism. So it's like a whole nother world.
I love that.
I've been around. Like, I haven't been around. I mean, I've been around. But like,
she's still country bumpkin, okay?
But like, I know enough. And so it's like night and day. So also, when you experience something like this, you will never go back.
No, you're never going to go back. And it's what I always say.
Painfully obvious, the difference.
And we aim for it to be that way because it's like if our hosts aren't successful and supported, then they're not going to have longevity.
To your
completely. It speaks to everybody's success
and everything.
Like we want you to be successful and whatever we have to do in order to like make that the most likely outcome is what we want to be doing for every client across the board. And if you're not the right fit as a client, we're all just like, nobody feels passionate about this and feels like we can truly add value. Then that's also a discussion because
that's crazy.
You got to be discerning enough to be like, yeah, the money looks good on that, but like this is not the right fit.
And if it doesn't, if it's going to taint your reputation in a way, you have to hold yourself accountable there too of like having those discussions. I will say, yeah, every time again that I come in here, it's like the camera's on point. You want to make sure, because the first time that I failed filming,
oh my God, it's not a failure, it's a learning experience.
Cole and Michael were like, no, too much ear. And I'm like, too much ear? I would go on my other last year.
I love that. That literally makes my day. Everybody is going to get a hug
you don't know
me.
Leila. Like, trust me, she is perfection. And I'm like, I freaking love that. I'm kind of terrified.
Whole video
but
about
I love that.
ear angles and me ranting. I need to post it. It's sitting in my box.
Have to.
That's a good reminder.
Because I was like looking at my ear. I'm like, okay, I guess that's a lot of ear, I guess. But like last year when I was recording... Last year when I was recording, I would have like some janky ass weird hair like floating out that way, and nobody said a damn thing.
Oh,
but you're worried about
that.
an ear, like too much ear.
An ear angle pisses me off so bad. And I like have seen other studios work. We literally took another studio's shots of two people's ears and put it in our video.
Oh
like
my gosh,
everything not to do. We put emojis over their heads so you can't see who they are.
Oh my God, you have to do the ear episode.
I have got to put that clip out. Thank you for the reminder. Cole, don't let me forget. Wait. Monday, the ear clip is going live.
Yes, we got to do the ear clip.
I have got to do that. No, I mean, if we don't have standards for operating in our lives and operating in our businesses, then we really have nothing. We were talking
it's like
about
the golden light that you're following, like the post of like.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think how you do everything is how you do anything. I don't believe that for a second because I don't value cleaning my house. I let somebody else do it. If I did it, it would probably be a little cleaner than it is when I pay somebody, but I don't value it.
Yeah.
I don't value cooking.
Like that.
I'm happy
I'm the same way. Oh my God, thank you for
to buy the food, right? I don't value like spending my time just doing things that I just genuinely don't enjoy. Some people love that domestic stuff.
I'll be feminine all day,
Same.
like pamper me, do all like the feminine things, but I don't want to cook. I don't want to clean. Like I don't want to shop. I would like to shop, but not for groceries.
Yeah,
I don't
same.
like that. But it's like. That's very interesting.
So, right, like how you show up at work in a situation is like, no, it's a very different experience than the things that you just don't value. Yeah. So I think that it boils back down to value systems. So you cannot, if you're a high functioning human being, you cannot do everything at the same level.
Yeah, that is very true.
You're not able to prioritize.
I love that.
And prioritization is critical. Like
it really is. I've learned that. Like, literally you have to, again, it goes to vision too, of like, you can only prioritize towards what you want to become, like who you are or who you think that you should be or are. And so there has to be a level of devotion and certainty and focus. If you don't have that, then you're just kind of aiming it in the dark, and then you're going to hit different.
And I want to give you a lot of credit. You came in and you were like, okay, I like this. Give me the pricing. Great. I'm going to make a decision quickly. You were the fastest decision we've ever had walk through these stores.
No way.
Hands down. I was like, oh my God, a decisive woman. Like, where have these been my entire life?
Oh my God, I love that. I will take that compliment and put it in my back pocket and use it all day long.
Seriously. I was like, holy shit, I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed.
Oh, I just knew because what I went through last year and then this, it was like so painfully obvious.
I love it.
It was just like, this is it. This is it. And I couldn't stop talking about it. And I still haven't stopped talking about it since. And then here we are. We're talking about a plethora of things.
I know. Seriously, I'm like, what are we going to title this episode? We got so many
all
bases.
Over the place.
I know. But it's all good stuff, like overall.
Yes.
But back to being an independent woman, because I know that's what you really want to talk about. I am married. My husband travels a lot. He traveled a lot for work before we met. His office is based in Detroit, Michigan. I hate Michigan. I'm not going there.
Oh, yeah. Detroit, too. Like, they're...
yeah. I had, like, grew up in Michigan for elementary school, and I had a horrible experience. So, like, me in that state, we just don't vibe. But I don't hold it against him, because he had nothing to do with it. But
is that where you met him?
No. We met in Dallas. I was expanding the business to Texas. He was living in Dallas and Detroit, like between the two. And then he was my second date on Hinge. And that was that. It was just
no
way.
Great.
He was so mature and so like nice and normal and stable and all the things. But that being said, right, like things that you, at the beginning are very different than like things 5 years ago. We're about to hit 5 years of togetherness. And I think this is going to sound terrible and everyone's going to judge the shit out of me, but I think marriage is like the biggest scam that is oversold. Like,
I love that you said that.
Overhyped and oversold.
We're all thinking it. I think that men and women think that. I do.
Well, it's pictured as like this, it's the ultimate life goal. So if you aren't, like, you failed, right? Everybody is just an absolute failure if you didn't do it, which is ridiculous.
Yes.
Second of all, it's a ton of work. Everybody says that. And then people be like, it shouldn't be a ton of work. It's like, no, if you want to have a good one where you actually feel connected.
A relationship before marriage is a lot of work. What does marriage, a certificate or paper, do unless it's like an insecurity of one of the people that just needs that in writing? But that really doesn't change who you are as a human being, if you're going to show up for a person or not. A paper is not going to change that.
No. And I mean, the connection has got to be the first and foremost thing that you're worried about. And I'll be the first to say, like, it's tough. Like, especially, like, I haven't seen him in 5 or 6 weeks. I was in Europe traveling. He's been in Michigan dealing with a bunch of work stuff. And I'll see him next weekend, and that's great. But, like, I know that this is how our relationship is ebbed and flowed. And people are like, oh, my God, I don't know how you do it. Well, I'm not codependent, first of all. So, like, my life will still go on. When he's in it, great. When he's not in it. I still go to the gym every day when he's here, even though I could be spending time with him. I'm still not cooking when he's here. We're, like, going out to eat, or we're, like, doing whatever.
Like my favorite relationship ever. Like, I need this in my life.
I don't shapeshift to like fit some kind of mold. Like I still am just who I am, whether he's in town or whether he's out of town. Do you know what I mean?
I think most people might shapeshift. I like that you called it that, and not even realize that they're doing it.
I think it's exhausting. It's like, okay, let me put my mask back on. I'm going to be like Susie Homemaker, and he knows that's not who I am.
I also think, though, people that rush into relationships, or it's for the wrong reasons, they're filling a void. So they're not realizing that they're losing themselves because they think it's a part of them. Like, oh, if this person's giving me attention and I'm cooking for him or I'm cooking for her or whatever, then it's adding some kind of value. But you're kind of taking a step out of yourself. And what I love about what you just said is, like, you're going to be you no matter what. You know who you are.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
Is you know who you are. There's so many people that don't. And again, we're filling voids.
Well, and people are like, oh my God, you go to dinner by yourself? You do things by yourself? I go to dinner by myself all the time. Because like I said, I'm not at home cooking. Susie, housewife, checked out in her 20s.
I do not like cooking either.
I used to do all the cooking nonsense back then. I didn't have any money to be able to like go out. But now even still, like, I get the Whole Foods like family meal, so just know I have food in the refrigerator and I don't have to do anything. But that's how I've optimized my life to equal high joy on the things that actually move my meter versus spending time and energy into things that don't. Like, there's just not enough time in the day to do it all, and I don't want to do it all. But beyond that,
I think there's real power in that, of like admitting that, hey, I'm a wife, but I'm not like the cookie cutter, what America or globally, what that entails.
Yeah, my husband doesn't pay my bills. Like, I still pay for my own things. Yes.
Oh, I love that. Because I've always been financially, emotionally, just all the things independent.
Yeah.
And a lot of married women, they aren't fully functioning as an independent person. I'm not knocking it. Everybody has their own thing, but I think there's a beauty in really knowing who you are and being able to function independently, holistically, in all levels.
Well, and I can't be depressed like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to go do this by myself because he's not here. It's like, he contributes to my happiness for sure, and I love his companionship and like having him around for sure. I'm not knocking any of those things, but I also knew what I was getting into when we got into a relationship. So I did not expect for him to find me. Like, we were living in Dallas, right? He was not living in Scottsdale. I was like, well, my business is brick and mortared here. Yours is in Detroit. I think Dallas is the like house to eliminate.
Wow.
So we got rid of that place, and then it became Scottsdale for me all the time instead of going back and forth. And then it became Scottsdale and Detroit for him.
So he has a place in Detroit?
Yeah, and he goes back and forth and the whole bit.
Okay, so I know how you feel about the relationship because you're very independent. But how is he taking the relationship? Does he feel lack, or is he fully feeling whole?
I mean, here's the thing. If he could pick up his company, move it to Arizona or say Texas in like a snap of a finger, then I'm sure he would probably do that so that we wouldn't spend so much time apart. But it's not realistic. His company is like very well established. It's one of those things where you don't like just pick it up and move. So I wouldn't say he's needy by any means, because he's like, I have a mission, and like I have to go to work.
That's
right?
attractive.
I have to like run my business.
It's attractive. Like some women would want the man just to completely desire to be with them 100%. But I find it so attractive when somebody can live life just as they are and make it work, alchemize the situation.
So that's why I'm saying when you asked me about kids earlier, I don't know if I married the right person for that. And it's not because of him as like a reflection of like, oh, he's just whatever. Yes, he's a little bit older than me, but B, his business is still going to be in Michigan. And then let's think about the downward stream effects. So we have kids, they're going to be here, right? They're not going to be in Michigan. Obviously, they're going to be with their mom.
Absolutely.
But then he's going to be going back because he's still going to need to like run his company. And he's not there all the time. Like he was here for like 2 months straight. And then like his schedule can fluctuate, but still, if he's gone for a month, I'm going to be resentful. Like I'm dealing with all of this chaos by myself.
Yeah, you kind of want like a backboard of support.
And I don't want to resent the person that I'm with.
Yeah.
Because their company is still located in a different state, right?
And this is what you signed up for.
So I can't guilt him and be like, hey, now we have a kid. You need to sell your business. Like that wasn't going to happen before. Wow. So I have to think about like the whole holistic picture. So it's not a lack of desire. I would like one kid. That would be ideal.
You'd be a great
I'd be totally down for that. But I also
one is all it takes, by the way.
I'm an only child. I'm like, I loved being an only child.
Oh, and I spoil the shit out of my son. So it's just
I mean, I was spoiled, but like my parents also like gave me a lot of like
laid down the law,
framework to work within. But beyond that, I think that having a kid cannot define your happiness. Like you have got to be okay if you do it and be okay if you don't.
Yeah, and it's kind of like
I would never do IVF. I've already decided like that would never be a thing for me.
Wow.
And last year I had surgery for cysts and endometriosis. So like had I tried to get pregnant prior to that, like I wouldn't have been able to anyway.
Yeah, I actually have friends with that. Well, one friend that went through that as well. So that's like a whole journey, and that's like a big
like, thing.
Learning for yourself to like, oh, this is my reality.
And thankfully, I hadn't been trying before that, so I didn't have to like go through like getting pregnant and miscarrying because that's what would have happened like on repeat.
Devastating.
Which I'm sure would have been devastating.
Yeah.
So now I'm like on a health journey of like. You have to be on birth control 365 basically for 6 months so that you don't have periods so that your endometriosis doesn't come back.
Whoa, I didn't even know that.
At least that's what my surgeon put me on. So long story short, if we did want to try, this summer would kind of be the window of like getting off birth control, going down that path. But like I said, that's still not going to change our reality of I'm not going to move to Michigan, never going to be in the cards for me. And as far as I can see for the foreseeable future,
you're creating a life, though, that you're going to be happy with regardless of the outcome. Like, there's no expectations. And I think that's where the power is of, like, and I think people should do that regardless of whatever that looks like for them. Know what you want. Know yourself first. And then know what you want. And don't waver from that. What comes and goes, don't have the expectations. Enjoy every day the life that you are creating for yourself, because you literally have to. You can't sit around and just hope that things work out. You have to have a mapping in your mind of like what you want for yourself.
You do,
but you got to know yourself.
You also have to like kind of hold it loose versus like for the kid thing specifically.
Like
you know
the
what
no
I mean?
Thing.
Yeah, you've got to be like, I know as a human, and I don't think you should have kids if you don't feel this way, that you're going to be okay and great either way. I think that's the mentality everybody should have versus this like, oh my God, if I don't, I'm going to be depressed for the rest of my life. You've just dictated to the universe that's your path if this doesn't work out.
Yes, you literally put that in writing.
That's really bad. That's really bad.
You are the creator of that. You can't get mad.
Anxiety is literally all self-driven. Like you can choose to not have anxious thoughts. You could choose to not be devastated if you don't have a kid.
That's a whole other episode, because I fought with anxiety and depression my whole life, and I have come to the conclusion it is literally a mental thing.
It's a decision.
It is literally a decision, and it could be something as simple as waking up saying, I'm going to have a fucking great day today. I don't care what happens.
Yeah.
I am going to rock this day with all of my might, because I have this day. I know that I have this day. I'm living right now. And so that was like a big thing, because it's an escapism society right now. We want to skip everything. Drugs, alcohol, sex, this, that, the other. Social media.
Yeah.
It's very escapism, and there's little accountability.
I think the accountability thing is tough. We actually just talked about that in the office of like certain clients not having accountability to us, but also to themselves.
Yeah, I think that's what it boils down to.
Yeah, like have the accountability for your goal that you set, like that you hired us to help you achieve. Like this ultimately comes back down to you. We are facilitating and we're helping accelerate something, but if you're going to be on the fence,
wishy-washy, or it's so funny because I just talk, and then I know that we're at time and I'll wrap this up, but I do want to leave it here I just had this discussion again with my mom. I talk to my mom all the time. But I kind of fought with that. I kind of was like that last week, and I didn't have a plan B of recording, and I was a little intimidated of you. Like, she's making me come in. But the conversations I had with my mom, I'm like, I fucking love her. I'm like, this is exactly what I need. And she is holding my hand to the fire, and this is what I need. I'm mad at myself. I'm not mad at anybody. I'm mad at myself that I didn't have a plan B. I didn't have this, that, or the other. And it was like a very accountable. It just made me respect the situation so much more, and knowing again, like, I don't want to go back to that, and holding myself accountable.
Yeah, but we want to help to hold everybody accountable because it's the only way to get a result.
Yes, and I love that. And some people will fight that. People will fight that. They will say that you are the problem. Like, again, I was a little intimidated. I'm like, I don't know what to do. But I'm like, damn, I really like this at the same time.
I just have enough trust that you have plenty of content in your head that you don't even need to like overthink it. You know what I mean? And I think that
and I love that you simplify it like that.
Analysis paralysis. Like, I hate over analysis paralysis. I want to see people move.
That is me. Yeah. And there's a magic to that. Like how you just say it and you're like, just do it. There's such a beauty there. So I want to say personally, thank you.
You're so welcome.
That's exactly what I needed. And it really actually put the fire in my ass. Fire in my ass, I don't know. But you know what I mean?
For sure.
But I know we've been all over the map. I want to thank our viewers for tuning in and going on this long journey of discussion about this, that, and the other. This is Dear Heather, where we talk about everything. Let's change the world one discussion. Let's change the world one discussion at a time. Thank you, Leila.
Thank you.
For being here.
It's been so fun.
All right, you guys, that's a wrap on this one. But the conversation doesn't end here. It just can't. So here's how you become part of the movement. Share this episode with someone who needs it. Follow the show so you're always in the room when it matters. Drop a review. It's how new people find us. And tag me on social media because I want to know what hit you, what challenged you, and what you're going to do differently because of it. We're not just talking about change. We're building it one episode, one conversation, one person at a time. I'm Heather Godby. This has been Dear Heather. Let's change the world one discussion at a time.